straight to the point, okay? Me and Bear are selling our YouTube equipment, all right? Yes, we are selling our whole YouTube setup. Now, to be honest, I really don't want to do this because this guy right here literally got me to where I am today, okay? Like, this is the camera that has filmed all of my videos. It's the camera that you guys, this is how you view me, is through this camera. This New Year's, I decided to make a resolution where I am going to do more short films, okay? I am going to do this filmmaking stuff, okay? You know that I started this channel literally with this camera, and it was with the intentions of being a filmmaker, but you guys asked me about my hair, and you know, I love to help you guys, so I started filming hair videos, and look where we're at. Not a short film in sight, okay? So that actually requires me, you know, making this resolution to actually switch out my camera gear to a more filmmaking camera style, okay? Which means filmmaking cameras, filmmaking equipment, not video creator equipment. And that is exactly what this camera is. This camera is perfect for anybody who is a YouTuber. If you have kids, the camera is simple enough to work for them. And it's a great beginner camera. It is the Canon T5i Rebel. Now, this camera, because it has the eye at the end, it is the one with the swivel around touchscreen. Now, it's dirty because I was literally using it because it's my baby. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it has a swivel out screen. Also, the lens that you see, because I'm selling everything. So, the lens that you see, this is a 24mm lens, and the f-stop is at 2.8, okay? Now, I will also be selling the real MVP, which is literally, I can't show it to you because it's the lens that I have on the camera that I'm using right now that you can't see. The 50mm 1.4, I believe, or no, 1.8. So I'm selling those two lenses along with the stock lens that is an 18 to what, 35? Let's see, an 18 to 55mm, and it has an f-stop of 5.6. I literally never use the stock lens. It's a zoom lens too. The other two lenses that I just mentioned are fixed, which means you are stuck at the focal length of 24 with this one and 50 with the one that I'm currently using. But when you're a video creator or a YouTuber, you kind of sit in your room and you do this, okay? So literally this camera has never left the tripod. Like, it has always been in my studio. It's never been dropped. I have an amazing tripod. Thank you for always holding it down. But it has never been dropped. It has never been fondled or tampered with. Like, literally this has just been for YouTube, sitting on this tripod with a backdrop behind it and two lights beside it. So it is in amazing shape. It's dang near like brand new freaking, since I've never really taken it anywhere, to be honest. This is like a, YouTube is a, yeah, you know, I sit in my room and I film videos. So whole reason why I'm trying to get out into the world and start filming short films. But I will be selling that, and I will also, you know, it comes with the charger. One cool thing that I am doing is I have two batteries, okay? Because a lot of times when you're filming videos and they start to get lengthy, you are going to want two batteries. That way you can pull the dead one out, put it on the charger, and swap it with another one. So I literally have two batteries for you. Of course, the charger. And this one is a tough one because this one did not come with the camera as well. I bought this, I was thrifting, it was an amazing find, but it's a camera bag. It's nothing fancy, it really is nothing fancy. Honestly, you see it, I wear black when I do my shoots and stuff, so it's, I don't really know if I'll be giving the bag away. Whoever decides to purchase this camera, or even if you have questions about this camera and you're, you know, on the fence, maybe you want to buy it for your husband, maybe you want to buy it for your girlfriend because she wants to do YouTube videos, or maybe you want to be like that kid who was making way over $8 million and you're a kid and you want to, you know, shoot films or whatever. Tell your parents, have them contact me, and we can see what we got going, because honestly, this is the Canon T5i. It is of the Rebel series. Now, the Rebel series has been widely popular on YouTube and Instagram because the cameras are relatively affordable for all the cameras that are on the market. You guys have seen my video quality. This is probably the first time, and any video after this, the first time that I'm actually not using this camera. So I could continue to use this camera, and dear God, I would. But being a filmmaker, it requires a different set of camera equipment, like camcorders and things like that. So if you're a video creator, you do not need filmmaking equipment. Although you do need to learn filmmaking tactics, you don't need the equipment, because filmmaking equipment is like, it's a crap ton of money. Hence why I'm selling all of my camera equipment. Literally, I'm selling all of this so I can just purchase one lens, okay? It is heartbreaking to me, because being a filmmaker is not cheap, okay? However, being a video creator can definitely be cheap with this entire package deal that I am giving you. Now, I am definitely up for negotiations, because to be honest, I'm not trying to get an arm and a leg for this. I'm literally just trying to get a lens. And so the price breakdown of everything that I'm giving you with this camera, it just breaks down, like everything is discounted. Like, this is the most current 24mm lens, this is the most current 50mm lens, and this is the most current stock lens that Canon gives out. And I'm discounting all of those, and along with the actual body of the camera, because it is two grades below the most current camera that is out. Now, the reason I'm kind of on the fence about selling this is, like I said, I don't want to do it because literally I could have 2 cameras, and that is an amazing feat to have when you are a filmmaker. So it really kills me to do this. I'll probably purchase this again in the future when I do have the funds, because it is just an overall great camera. Like, I would love, I wish I had a kid, because if I had a kid, I would definitely give this to my kid and teach them how to take photos of me. But no, it's such a great camera. So literally, just so we have a good understanding of everything about this camera, when I talk about f-stops, because I know you heard me say that, when it comes to the lenses are extremely important when being a video creator, because a lot of you guys ask me what camera equipment I use, and you can comment down below if you've ever asked me, and you can attest to I won't hit you up for a day, because I'm literally preparing an essay-long response to the camera equipment that I use, because I'm so passionate about filmmaking and I want you guys to be successful. So I'm never just going to tell you what camera I use so you can buy that camera and then not tell you about the lenses and not tell you about the color grading and not tell you about all the things that I do in post-production, because you're not going to come out with the same look. Especially the lenses, because the body is for functionality, whether it has Wi-Fi capability, which it does not. And to be honest, I forgot to tell you, I'm also throwing in this clicker because it doesn't have Wi-Fi capability. So when you go to take photos outside and you don't have no friends to support you to help you to take your photos, your family don't want to take no photos for you, you want to have a clicker so you can work your self timer, okay? And you can be comfortable. You don't have to run back and forth. You can literally just use this clicker, and that is what I'm throwing in as well. But Wi-Fi capability, honestly, it's very slow and it's very clunky, okay? Especially for Canon. I'm not sure how Sony's is, but Canon's is very clunky. It disconnects you from the Wi-Fi all the time. So honestly, I'm throwing this in because I have it, but I literally have another clicker that, even though my camera has Wi-Fi functionality, it is quicker for me to use the clicker. So that's not that big of a deal, but these are important things that you need to know. The functionality of this camera does exactly what a video creator needs to do. Or somebody who, even if you're not trying to be a video creator, maybe an Instagram creator, this is perfect for that. Maybe if you're just trying to take photos of your family or start your first business and, you know, do photography, this is perfect for this because it is the Canon Rebel series. However, because there's such an influx of Canon users, or not Canon users, but there's such an influx of new YouTubers. People are gravitating towards the Canon Rebel series because it is the cheapest, most functioning camera that you can get without being a photographer or a filmmaker. So they have now bumped up the price, which is unfair, but the lenses, back to the lenses are what makes the camera in a way. So the 50mm, it is what gives me this very blown out soft background, okay? Like if I move that's what that background actually looks like. Now when I move back in, and it focuses, bam, you see how it blurs it out? That is bokeh / depth of field. If I had lights back here, you would actually see the bokeh circles, which are the nice blown out, pretty soft circles that you see in the back of beauty creators who have lights, where the lights are just blown out and really pretty. That's kind of the bokeh. And then when it comes to depth of field, that backdrop, do it again, is actually really far away from me. Like, I cannot touch it. Not at all. Depth of field. When it comes to f-stop, the numbers that I was saying at the end of the focal length, and focal length is the 50 millimeter, the 24 millimeter, anything with a millimeter for length. When I say f-stop, that kind of means how wide does the lens open up. The 24 millimeter is a pancake lens, but it has an f-stop of 2.8. Now that is not a large a number as the 5.6 of the stock lens, but it's not as low as the 50 millimeter. So let me explain. The 50 millimeter comes in at a 1.8. The 24 millimeter comes in at a 2.8. The stock lens, which is an 18 to 55, comes in at a 5.6. The one that allows the most light in is going to be this 50 millimeter that I'm shooting on. Now, I'm telling you all of this because when you are a video creator and you're trying to do beauty videos, a lot of people struggle because getting your contour, getting your highlight to actually show up on the camera is very difficult when you don't know your f-stops or your apertures. Okay, the lower the aperture, the more light comes in. So at 1.8 with this 50 millimeter, you're able to see my highlight. Well, I didn't really put a lot on, but you're able to see the color of my skin. It's not muddied out with too dark of a light. Now, if I was to switch this lens out and put the 2.8, which is on this camera, it would not let this much light in. Okay, therefore I would have to boost up my lights. I would have to get as many lights as I can, which will cost me more money, and get so many lights to brighten up the picture again in order for you to show off my makeup or to show off my color, my skin color, all of that. Now with the stock lens, this is the lens that comes when you first purchase a camera. Now the problem with the stock lens, the reason why a lot of people go wrong is because you want to be video creators, not filmmakers. So I totally understand why you don't understand why your picture is not the same as everybody else's. The stock lens comes in at 5.6. Now, what that number actually means inside of the lens is the lens has this little opening, little or big opening depending on that number. When you have a 5.6 opening, your lens opening for light opens really, really small. Really, really small. Even though it's a large number, it opens up small, okay? Large doesn't mean bigger in this case. It opens up small, which means not a lot of light gets in, okay? So when you have a stock lens and that's the only thing you could afford was the camera and the stock lens, and you couldn't afford lights, you are struggling to find the correct lighting. And if you live in Georgia like I do, where it's gloomy like 90% of the year, then you really lose out on being a beauty creator because yeah, your camera is not reflecting what your makeup actually looks like. It's reflecting in a very muddy, dark kind of way. And then you go out and you think, okay, well, I'll buy all this lighting. But the problem when you have a 5.6 aperture or f-stop, the more lighting you use, the more overexposed you look. And with an f-stop that large, there's not that much bokeh and that smoothing of the skin. So then you just end up looking harsh because you have all of this lighting on you, trying to compensate for the lens not bringing in that much light. Okay, now the only benefit of this lens is that it zooms. So when you're out and about where there's an abundance of lighting because of the sun, it's great because you can zoom and do zoomy things. But when you're a video creator, you really want lenses that bring in a lot of light, especially when you're a beauty creator. So you can sit in front of your window, but like I said, when you're in Georgia, it's gloomy, so you don't want to sit in front of your window. It's just going to create like horrible content that doesn't look good. And I'm telling you this because this is the thought process that I had to go through in the very early stages of purchasing my camera and figuring out how to be a great video creator on YouTube, or beauty creator, I should say. And so when you guys ask me what camera do I use, it's deeper than that. I specifically chose a 50mm at a 1.8. You can get a 50mm at a 1.2, which means it adds in even more light and it blurs out the face even more. There are different lenses that you can purchase for your situation. You can get a 35mm at a 1.4 aperture, which means it lets in a lot of light, but it's not as close as the 50mm. Like, it's a little bit wide angled, because you see this one's a 24, so the 24 is actually really wide. If I put this 24mm lens on, you would actually see like the poles of my backdrop, but the focal length of the 50mm brings us nice and close and personal. So when you get the 35, if that's what you chose to purchase at a 1.4, that's actually a lens that is a whopping $700. But these are the things you have to look at. And so I love this camera to death, and I really don't want to sell it. But I will be posting this on Instagram. I'll be posting it here for you guys. And I'll be posting it on Craigslist and Facebook and everywhere else. So everybody has an opportunity to reach out and to purchase. Now, if you do purchase, since you are my YouTube fam, I really do want to let you know that I care about this camera, and I want it to go to somebody who's going to care about it too. I don't care if you do YouTube. I don't care if you do photography. I don't care if you're just shooting for your family. I just need to know it's going to good hands. If you are a video creator and you want to purchase this camera and everything that comes with it, I'm here for you. I'm gonna give you my number. So if you want to start a YouTube channel and you get this camera in the mail along with the lenses and you don't know how to set it up, FaceTime your girl, because I'm gonna be mad if you break this camera. Okay, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be checking up on your channel. Okay, I'm gonna be looking at your content. If you're not calling me and your content is not looking better than mine's, not mine's, but mine, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, so I've listed the prices in this video. If you want to contact me about this camera for whatever reason or for whoever, I'm definitely willing to negotiate. Just hit me up at chazzzisawesome@yahoo.com for YouTube. Please do not hit me up in the comments, because if you want to negotiate, or if you want to, I would hate for you to lose out because it becomes a bidding war in the comments. Okay, so I'm trying to work with y'all. All right, so hit me up in an email so we can talk personally. All right, now if you are on Instagram, DM me, because sometimes DMing is a lot faster than emailing me. Okay, but I know I have a lot of you guys that don't actually use Instagram, so I want to offer you that opportunity as well. You can DM me at Chazzzisawesome with 3 Z's. You can email me at chazzzisawesome@yahoo.com, and it's always 3 Z's, my guy. All right, well, I'll see you guys later.